Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. So now that we know the common musculoskeletal disorders associated with computer workstation, I will talk about how we can manage ergonomic issues based on the workstation design principles. This lecture is broken into 3 parts, and this is part 1 of the topic. The workstation design principles to manage ergonomic issues is based on 6 key principles. We will go through each principle in the following slides. The first principle is to reduce sustained awkward postures. Design computer workstations to prevent awkward postures such as neck twisting and bent backwards or forward, elevated or slouching shoulders, arm reaching forward or raised up, elbows bent or extended, legs with knees bent or dangling, and finally, thumbs or fingers extended. How can we design workstation to avoid awkward postures? As awkward postures occur as a result of the interaction between workers' anthropometry and the hand locations of the task or visual target, we have to improve the layout of the workstation. Design workstation so that worker is able to reach all frequently used items without leaning, bending, or twisting at the waist. The figure shows the ideal measurements of a workplace envelope. Place frequently used items immediately in front of the body within hand's radius reach where elbow is bent at 90 degrees. Place occasionally used items within arm's reach where arm is extended out. And finally, place seldom used items further away or at the end of the hand's reach. The second principle is to reduce contact stress. Hard surfaces can put pressure on tendons, nerves, bones, or bursa and lead to sore spots or soft tissue disorders. Therefore, we can add support that are rounded and padded to minimize the risk of contact stress. An example of this would be a forearm support. The third principle is to avoid static body positions via task variation. Computer users tend to hold their bodies in a fixed position for long periods of time in order to view the computer monitor and type without looking, which introduces static load that produces pain and fatigue in the shoulders, neck, and back. To avoid static body positions, you can break up static tasks with alternative work every 20 to 60 minutes to reduce discomfort, as well as changing your sitting positions frequently. For example, after 1 hour of sitting at the computer workstation, you can walk to another part of the office to perform another task briefly. The fourth principle is to design work based on anthropometric data. This is because mismatch in size between the worker and the workspace, equipment, or tools result in ergonomic risks such as prolonged forward bending to reach for tools or materials, and having to sit in a position too high or too low for the hands. Therefore, wherever possible, it is best to design for adjustable range. For this, use the 5th percentile female for the lower limit and the 95th percentile male for the upper limit. Height adjustment, forward and backward adjustment can comfortably fit as many users as possible. The fifth principle is to logically locate controls, displays, and indicators according to their function. The location of controls, displays, and other visual targets should be logically integrated with each other to promote intuitive responses to information displayed to the computer user. This will reduce the cognitive load on the computer user. That is all for this presentation. Thank you for your attention.